welcome back to the Well Balanced Online Academy. I would like to present you my hip program, where we learn how to open the hips more, to give more strength to your lower spine, lifting the chest more, that we get more flexibility and more length of the whole spine. As you know, the position of the hips are in deep relationship to your lower spine, and that's why we try to move just from the beginning on with a very long spine. We lift our arms up, open the chest as far as you can, breathe out, bend the knees, tilt the pelvis and roll down. Breathe in, come up again with a long spine, open the chest, lift your arms, bend the knees, tilt the pelvis and roll your arms, stay on the side of your head, you roll down. Again, head up, long neck, chest opens, long spread fingers, you lift up. And breathing out, you round your spine down. We do a last one together. You can always do some more if you feel you need more of this movement. And you breathe out down. Always tilting the pelvis, that's important. We come back here to the middle. Your spine is long, not overstretched. Keep just the strength of your abs and move a tiny bit up and down. So not too deep. Never release your spine. So really try to keep the strength of your core, shoulder blades back. Fingers, arms are long, fingers are spread. And you can always lift your toes a little bit to make sure that you don't overdo with your knees, so that you sit more down on your heels. Now we lift up again, open the hips again, lift as high as possible up, and with the breathing out, we move the arms down for a moment. With the next breathing out, you take your body to the front, long spine, so not rounding. Keep it long. Breathe in, up again, open the chest, open the hips, close your ribs, keep your lower spine long and your shoulders active. Nose in, lift up again, we have two more. Deep through your nose in, and when you breathe out, close your ribs, lift your pelvic floor, and we do a last, we breathe in, and we breathe out. Come to the table position. So keep your shoulders active. We go a tiny bit up and down. So you should feel here the stretch of your knees because they're really stretched. And you could even lift again your toes to feel that the heels press more down and that you feel more strength on your thighs. Pelvic floor up, inside up, connected to your belly, but also to your long lower spine. Now we come up again, we breathe in. Now we stretch with our arms on the side of the ears. We do a big circle to the front. Then you bend your knees, you round your spine when you breathe in. Breathing out, you roll up, tilt the pelvis. So really push the hips to the front. Only at the very end you stretch your legs and you lift your arms up again. Breathe out, long to the front. Really take your time here to pull your whole body to the front. Nose in, you release your head, your shoulders. Breathing out, moving the belly button in and the pelvic floor up. Nose in again, high up, you open the hips and the chest, and again a long way to the front. Good, you could repeat this movement for some more. We bend now the knees and lift the heels. You sit down, but your spine is open. When you breathe out, lift the bottom, stretch the heels down and push your chest to the front. Bend again, lift the heels, step down, chest opens, and breathe out. So you see, stay on the top of your toes, and at the very end you set the heels down when your belly button and your pelvic floor is up. The knees are always hip wide. When you breathe out again, lift up with the connection of your belly muscles. I do a last one for you to the front. You breathe in and breathe out. Push your chest to the front. Even here, shoulders down. We bend the knees and then we sit down. So please take a seat. Try to open your legs open as far as possible. And if you cannot sit upright on your sit bones, you could take either a pillow, which you have at home, or, as I have here, a block, which you can take as well, because this is a support, and then you can open or you can flex the hips better, that you can sit here in a long position. We lift our arms here, you breathe in. Breathing out, we set the right arm down, over on the side, and you lift up. Stretch this arm and make a nice side bend. Come back to the middle, and we move over on the other side. Breathing back, middle, and over. Stretch up, look up to the ceiling. So the arm not in front, always try to keep it more or less over your head. And the lower shoulder and the elbow bend so that you can really go over. Breathe in. Be careful not to do this, because here you block yourself. So really release the shoulder and stretch over, that you feel the full stretch. Another mistake, which sometimes happens, is that we do this. So be careful to keep the sit bones down, and you only stretch as far as you can keep your hips down. So it should be not a lifted position. Breathing back, we do a last one. Breathe out, look up again. Keep your chest up, your neck long. We come back to the middle and we release the arms. Good. We set the fingers turned to the back side, behind our back. Elbows are a little bit bent. Legs are really long, and now you try to lift here a tiny bit up. Strong shoulders. You come back. Remember, your neck stays long, so you don't look to the front. We lift the chest up and your shoulders press together. Come down again. We do 2 more, only 2 more. You can do always more if you feel you need more strength on your shoulders and more hip opening. Don't forget to lift the pelvic floor. As soon as you breathe out, shoulder blades together, pelvic floor up, ribs together. We sit down again, you lift your arms, big circle up. When you breathe out, right hand down, left hand goes over. Again, left hip side down on the floor. You come up, back to the middle, both arms up, left hand down, and the right hand reaches over. You would like to bend your knee, your forehead against your knee. Breathing up, belly button, pelvic floor. Slow movement. Best stretch when you move slow. You come up again. Everything is always active. Even your hands. Stretch to legs and bend down. And try to reach each time a little bit deeper, because I'm sure you can reach with your forehead, your knee, or almost your shin bone. We lift up and we try to keep the sit bones down. That's always a challenge as well for me. It's easier to lift up, but we keep it down. We come back to the middle and we release. Good. Now you take the fingers against your bottom. You close your legs for a moment. Not too close with the heels, a little bit more to the front. Because now again, shoulder blades together. You lift your bottom a little bit. Belly button, pelvic floor, and we keep the legs together. We sit down again. I change the position so that you can see it from the side. Shoulder blades together, chest is lifted, not hanging. When you breathe out, we go to the second floor. Elbows are not overstretched, slightly bent. And it's always good to really open the hands. So spread your fingers. Shoulders together, third floor, little bit higher. If you feel your legs or your heels are too close, push them a little bit more front. Because now we go to the fourth floor. We have fifth floor. Breathe in, down. 5 floors. And then we lift up. Here we stay for a moment. Open the chest, push the shoulders together, and keep the neck long so the head is not hanging. You keep it here. Now push your hips a little higher. Press the knees together. We have 4 more. Here you stay for a moment. Your toes are down. Your hands are wide. Spread fingers. And then we release again. Good. We spread again our legs. Lift up, open. Feel again the stretch, the length, but never overstretch your arms. So keep the shoulders down. Now we make a turn to the right and your whole body goes over to the right. Make sure that your left sit bone stays down. You round your spine. We come up and we turn back to the middle. Nose in and left, turning over and stepping down. Always in full length. We come up again. Widen your ribs, open the chest, close your belly, your pelvic floor. You turn over to the right. Left sit bone down, not lifting. Come up again. And what you should feel here is the stretch over the side. We turn and then you feel the right side. Belly button strong in. Really push it inside because we can always do a little bit more. It's only our inner strength which we have to use. Again, up, nose in, open and over to the left side. Right hip stays down. So here you feel the stretch. Now we come up for a last time. We go over against the right side. Now you release your arms. You can even set your elbows down. And now you move a tiny bit. Here more in length to the front. And sit bone down, not lifting. That's always the most important. You release your arms, your neck, but still here, chest against your knees. We come up again, back to the middle for a last time, over to the left. Release the arms. Here I'm also a little bit stiffer, so I have to do a bit more with my core, with the pelvic floor and the core strength, the deep inner muscles, and the shoulders, which stretch here a bit more. So I feel here more than on the left side. We come back to the middle, and we release again our arms. Good. We bend the knees here in the front. Sit on the middle of the mat, more on your bottom. Take your hands behind your knees and tilt the pelvis, round your spine, mobility. We breathe in, we lift up, and we breathe out. I will show it from the side so that you can have a look here from the side. Lift up, you sit almost on your sit bones, and then you tilt the pelvis, so you roll your pubic bone to your navel. As we have the support of our arms, it's much easier, so we don't need so much strength in the core because we can hold with our arms. Lift up again, always keep the knees together and roll back. Good. We come back to the middle, lift your chest, take one leg after the other up, so not hanging down. Try to lift up your toes, your knees, your chest in one line. You have your arms to support you. The shoulders are wide, your elbows are out. With the breathing out, you come a little bit up, belly buttoning, so avoid rounding. Come back, and you try to find your best position. If you feel, oh, I'm rounding already here, next time you go a little bit less high. You stop probably already here to keep really this long spine. The spine is more important than the lifting of our legs. Elbows stay down, your neck is long. Never rounding. Breathe in and breathe out. Yes, you can repeat this some more, but now we lower the legs. Be careful, here you go a little bit back. So no rounding, you take the arms to the front, and now we go a tiny bit up and down. This uses our core strength, but don't round, otherwise you get too much pressure in your lower spine. Really lift up. If it's too hard, you can always bend the knees and move the legs, so not your body, only the legs. We have 8 more, 7, and you see, as less as possible, but as much as you can keep with your core. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and we catch again our legs. You lift yourself up once more, and then you roll slowly down. Stretch the legs for a moment up against the ceiling. Your arms, you can set them behind your head. You open your chest. Some breathings, and also try to find here a S form of your spine. So there is a little distance in your lower spine. Neck is long, you can always pose it here in a little bit more length. Elbows down, shoulders push against your spine. And your legs are stretched. Only breathing. And we try to stretch our legs here. Now we bend them, we set the legs down. You lift your lower spine more, that's natural. Good. Then we set our head up, lower spine a little deeper. And now activate your sit bones and tilt the pelvis a little bit. You reach with your arms to the front, and then we try to roll up to the front. Round your spine, roll to the front. And then I hope you have somewhere a pillow or even a ball, because for the next exercises we need the ball. You round again your spine, let your forehead drop down, stretch your arms over the toes, and your arms are just over your ears. Try really to be as long as possible. And even though you're still up there, I'm sure you can reach one day really down, but pull your belly button in to be able to stretch the lower spine more. It's about stretching the lower spine. Good, we roll up again. Push your arms up for a moment, stretch up again, feel the length in your legs as well, and then we release. Good, please take the ball on the side of your hips. We just come here in a side position. Legs are a little bit more to the front, but what is more important is that your elbow is just under your shoulder, flat heads. Arms lift up, so we don't hang down, we really lift up. With the breathing out, long leg, the leg lifts up. Activate your core, your pelvic floor. Nose in, and really try to push your body out of your shoulder, high up. Nose in. Close the ribs and feel the length. 2 more. Spread your hands, reach up. That's always so good for the hips. I really like it. And last one, a little bit up and down. And always try to keep this length here. Active neck, active shoulders. We have 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. We bend, we breathe in. And we breathe out, you push up again. Bend along your leg, you pull the knee back. Breathe out, up again. Nose in. And again here, lifting up. Exhale, activating the core. Pelvic floor, belly button, and even here the shoulders. And last one, then we change the direction. Stretch the leg, nose in. Breathing out, you lift up. Activate your obliques. Nose in, we slide down. Up. Nose in. Exhale. Belly button, pelvic floor. Always be aware of the length of your spine. A very last one, breathe in and lift up. Good. Now we bend the leg, the knee. Take it out. Activate your core. Arm is still on the right position. The other one lifts up, and now you try to lift up from your ball. So a tiny bit here up to leave the ball. Shoulders together, you look up. Don't let your head drop. Really keep this length. And maybe you can push your hips even a little higher up. Deep breath, shoulder blades connect. We take 2 more breaths. We don't stay so long. Maybe a little bit higher with your hips if you have this flexibility. Higher up, and then we release. Good. We sit back, we turn on our back. You just take the ball in your hands, round your spine, roll back for a moment. Take the feet a bit closer, the heels down on the mat. Long neck, shoulder blades down, a very long neck, and an active lower spine. So 1 or 2 papers can move under your lower spine. You press the ball a tiny bit, you hold it in between your spread fingers. When you breathe out, first the arms, the head, the whole spine gets round, lower spine down, and you reach up, the heels against the floor. Breathing back. Roll up. Really activate and follow your breath. You activate your core, arms, head, lower spine, pelvic floor. Shoulders stay down, arms are long, and you can even press, when you lift up, you can press the ball a little bit more. More activation of your arms. Breathe in, arms, head, lower spine, and the ball. And last one. Nose in and exhale up. Here we stay. We press the ball. 8, 7, 6, flat belly. Pelvic floor up. The last 4, 3, chin down, that you still have long neck. 2 more. And a last one. Here you should feel your abs. We roll back. We set the heels a little bit closer, and now you stretch your arms on the side of your ears. You still have the arms up, so not down on the floor. You press the lower spine on the mat. You activate your pelvic floor. You lift your pubic bone a little bit to your navel, and we come slowly up to the shoulder bridge. As soon as we are up, you try to push your shoulders away from your ears. And still, your arms are active and long, so not bent, long. Maybe lift your hips even a little higher. You feel the length from your hip flexors to your knees. And that means that you really have to squeeze your sit bones. So your tailbone in between your sit bones. And here you keep on breathing. So it's not overlifting, overstretching, it's always keeping this nice balance. To be well balanced. Strong feet, the 3 points of your feet, shoulders down, a long neck, and even here active hands and arms, stretched arms. Press the hips higher up. That's a very good movement and exercise to release your lower spine. So whenever you feel a strain in your lower spine, with this exercise you can open your hips and release the lower spine. Now we roll gently down, keep the chin down. Each single part of your spine, each single vertebra we move down. Then we lift again our arms, your neck is still long, and now we lift up again. Good. 1, 2 after the other, legs up, you take the ball in between your knees. And first of all, set the toes together, bring your hands behind your head as a support. The knees are over hips, and now you start to press the ball. And even here, you have an S form in your spine. So not overstretching, otherwise you hurt your spine. Really keep this 1-2 papers, which we can push under. And now you press the ball, knees over hips, pelvic floor is active, and each time when you breathe out, lower your ribs, activate your pelvic floor. And even here, shoulder blades down. Yes, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Very good. Now you press the lower spine down, we lift the body, and when we breathe out, we turn over. It's not sliding here, it's really lifting up. You come back, and your legs are not moving. So you come in the middle, and then you twist your chest spine. And please support your neck. Really spread your hands and hold your head. Chin down, and the elbow over and up. Breathing down. Exhale. Press the ball so that your legs are not moving. We have 2 more. Over. And a last one. And you can always do some more if you want. But I will stop here. We bend the knees for a moment. You grab your shin bones. And you give your lower spine a releasement. Good. Always a little closer so that the hips can bend. And even here, your shoulders down, you have a long neck. That's always a good stretch. This you can also do in the morning. It's always good to start for a moment to really bend the knees and hips. Very good. We come up again. You lift your body, your legs go a tiny bit more front. You breathe in. Now we take the toes down, breathing out, or in the direction of the floor. Breathe in, and you slide again to the front. Nose in. Flat belly, chin down. We only do 2 more. Nose in, straight front. And the last one. And again, a little bit down. Good. We come back. We have a releasement for the neck. So please take the ball behind your neck, or even more the head. We set the legs down, the arms down, hip wide. You lift your right leg up, nose in. S form of your spine, flex and push down. Breathe in, please don't go too deep. Really try to keep this balance of your hips so you're not sliding around. Breathe in, point. Breathe out, stretch. Give your spine length. And the lower spine always stays on the same space, on the same place. 2 more. We lift up and we go down. Stretch this leg, extend it. And last one. And we just stop over the floor. Now you go a little bit up and down. Activate again your shoulders and have fun with the stretch. I really like the stretch. Long spine, and out of your hips you move a little bit the leg. Nose in and breathe out. Now we lift up again and we make a little break here down. Good. Okay, now we do the other side. You lift the other leg up, long leg. Don't push the lower spine down. Keep it here, keep it long. Breathing out. When you lift up, be careful not to do this. Always a long spine. Breathe out down. So the strength of your core is keeping this leg. S form. Even when you lift up, keep your chin, keep your pelvis active. Close your ribs again. And 2 more. And stretch this leg. Activate your thigh. That's really hard for the legs, for the hips. And breathe out. Here we stay, just over the floor or even a little higher, that you can still activate your core. So it shouldn't be this, right? You see here. Breathe in and 2 more. Active shoulders, long neck, and we come up again. And we release. Good. We stretch our legs for a moment. We come with the arms up. Roll up. If you cannot roll up, you can always move with your elbows and then roll up. Good. We change the side. We just do the other side. Again, legs a little bit more front. Here as a support. Elbow down, chest up. Breathe out. Up. Nose in, down. Push your body up. And again, up. Yeah, with a little smile, then it's easier. Your muscles feel it when you smile. When you think, oh, when it's over, the muscles don't want to work. We do our best. We do 4 more. And nose in. Don't forget your shoulder. Chest up. And 2 more, I think. You can always do more, if you want. And breathe out. Good. We keep it up. Don't forget here to lift up. We do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We bend the knee and we push it up. Here we bend, we almost release. You can pull a little bit into the ball, and here you stretch again. So it's again more lifting up. And that really makes the body warm. That's nice. I can feel the energy. Both legs are long, both legs are active. And again, breathing out. And last one, nose in. Now the other way around. You breathe in, lift up with the breathing out. You release here. Again, shoulder, that's quite hard for the obliques here. And again, up, yes. 2 more. I would like to show you another exercise, that's why we do it a little quicker. Then you set the leg to the front here. Yes, push it a little closer. Elbow down, lower leg, a little bit flexed. You lift up, look up to the ceiling and try to press this foot down. Look up and lift the hip a little bit more. Yes. Breathing, shoulder blades back, long neck. Don't let your head drop, keep it here to strengthen the neck. We have 4 more. 3 more, maybe a little higher. That has also something to do with the hip flexibility. And then we release. We just take the ball, our last exercise. You come back on the back, round your spine, lift your hips and set the ball under your coccyx. So it's really where the bottom starts, not the lower spine, where the bottom starts, where our hips are. You set the arms here to the side. You can turn always your hands to be able to push the shoulders more under your spine. We lift one leg after the other, knee over hips, so not this, otherwise you lose the ball and you round the spine. We want to stay active. Lower spine doesn't touch the floor. Good. When you breathe out, close the ribs and make a little tap. You even don't have to tap down. Pelvic floor, belly button, long neck. Sometimes it's even enough to go a little bit to the front. It's better to make the movement not too big than doing this. You really accept and respect the length of your spine, activation of your pelvic floor. And last one, and then a nice stepping up. That's good. It's much easier for your spine. Here we balance for a moment. Good. Then we bend one leg after the other. And please set your arms to the side of the ears. You turn the flat hands up and you try to lay your arms here on the side. Really reach back. That's why I need a little bit more space. But the shoulders still down. Activate again your core. You lift your right leg up. Yes. And now we lift slow motion the left leg up and we balance on the ball. Yes, it's not so easy to find here the balance, as the arms are here on the side of your ears. Some more seconds. Deep breathing. And 2 more. And the last one. Then we bend the legs again. You lift your bottom. We reach over the side. You take the ball away. And you roll down. Stretch your arms and legs for a moment. Lift your lower spine away from the floor to re-stretch your hips. Give everything in your core space and length. Now we lift the arms again and we roll back to the standing or to the sitting position first. Make a big circle back. Bend your knees, help yourself up, round your spine, roll up back to the standing position. Yeah, this was my hip program. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I said, you can always do the exercises a little bit longer or shorter, depending on how you feel today. But thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you back very soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.